Okay. Hi, this is Gary from Texas. We're going to go over, do the garden tour of the container garden in the front yard. The first thing I'm going to talk about, again, is going to be the Okinawa spinach. And I was wrong in the last video. I said that, you know, one made it, one didn't, but this finally actually put out some growth. So both ones I set out, we got down to 12, 13 degrees last winter, and they pulled through and made it. Now, the one that I took cuttings of these plants in the fall and carried through the winter is, you know, doing better, and, you know, had better root system and all that, but they did do well. This here is going to be the oregano. It's oregano. This here is the lettuce, and it's starting to seed out and bolt on us. And there's the thyme. Now this thyme, I actually bought it at Kroger's. It was $1.99 last fall. Planted it, kept it alive during the winter time. Brought it in when it got, you know, really cold. But I think I brought it in like twice. But it made it. This is a Roddenberry peach. It's one that kind of comes back to the seed. It's put on a lot of fruit. It did survive the cold snap that we had because it's closer up to the house. This here is the Flat Wonder. I think number 1 or number 2, whichever one is, from A&M. Put it out a few years ago. It's, you know, it survived and made it so far, and it's doing well. And this is the Trilot Aprium, and it's got a few fruits on it here and there. It's got one there, so it may actually, you know, make a few. It doesn't make very big fruits. Very sweet. To me, a little bit too sweet, but that's, everybody's got differences in taste on how they like the fruit. This here's the JH Adriatic fig. It's starting to put on its first crop of, I think this is going to be a regular crop of the figs. So we're going to get, this will be the first year we got figs off of this plant. So that's always nice. And if you put figs in containers, I tend to make that for the year after you put them in the container. This is going to be the, help me out, baby.
I don't, is it Cherry Rio Grande?
Cherry the Rio Grande. It hasn't bloomed yet. I'm not sure. It suffered some winter damage, but it got down to 12 degrees. It's supposed to be a tropical plant, so it did well. So it is just a cold hardy. We're going to kind of go through these right quick. I'll probably do a separate video sometime. But this is dwarf tomatoes. All these are dwarfs except the one on the end. And they're doing well. They're starting to all bloom out. I'll talk a little bit more about it when they start getting fruit on them. The Fuzzy Wuzzy has got a little bit of fruit on it. That's first set, but you know, they're doing well, growing well. And then over here at the more figs in the background, need to move those. This is a new, what was it? It's the Italian oregano. The one over there is the Cuban oregano. This here's the Chickasaw plum that I took some saplings off of it, cut it, so I got some of those. And then this here is the raised bed. That's, you know, not a whole lot going on there. You got to cut this pretty soon. But this here is the tropic snow. It's a white peach. It is going to have to be, I know I'm going to have to thin it because it's got a lot of peaches on it. And the white peaches tend to do that. They put on a lot of fruit, so you have to go back there and thin them out. I'll probably do that here next day or two before it breaks the limbs. We go over here on the other side of the car. More fig trees. This is the lemonade tree, and it's got the little lemons sitting on it. It won't keep all these. It'll throw some of them off, but it'll keep a fair amount of them because that's the kind of way citrus will do it. They'll put on little bitty ones. Same thing with this one. It's put on some. They'll shed them off at this size. They'll shed some, and they get about the size of a dime or whatever. They'll shed some more. This here is going to be the nectarine. It's smooth zest nectarine. Again, I think A&M's the one to put that one out. Another fig tree. The Olympian fig tree. Now this is going to breeder crop, so we put out another crop after this one. This is a Gramachamba that never has fruit after 4 years. It's kind of a shape. But they take a while. When stuff comes from seed, they take a little bit. In these 3 pots here, I've got the sweet potatoes. Only one of them's actually started coming out. It's still kind of early for it. These 4 here, I had extra pots, I had extra tomatoes. And I kind of got to wondering, how would a regular non-cherry, non-dwarf do in these bigger pots? So that's kind of why I've done it. I also done it, these are the first fruits they put on it. I don't ever trim off the first fruits. I'm kind of I always got the theory, what if something happens, you don't get any more. So especially on your heirloom tomatoes, I would never prune off the fruit, because you're not really going to dwarf that plant. They're very vigorous plants. Where peppers, you do need to take off sometimes that first fruit, because it will dwarf the plant for the rest of the year. But I think tomatoes will outgrow it. Anyway, that's what I'm trying this year. This one's a sun gold. I got sunrise tomato, and then this one over here is going to be the blush, and that one over there is Hosnator. And it's just a regular big slicing cherry, slicing tomato. So we'll find out how it does in that size pot. Up over here, have another chocolate snow that about half of it died. Don't really know why, but it's doing well, and they'll probably make fruit here another 2-3 weeks. So this here, if you start looking on this one, this is a lychee tree, and it's got the little fruit on it now. So there, and several of them set. You got several up over there. There's a better one over there, baby. So they're doing well, and I did get, like I said, I got the other lychee tree over there to see for cross pollination. This is a longan tree here, and I haven't seen it in the last few days. It's just started blooming. It's lost a lot of its brooms, but we'll see if it sets any fruit. Now the first time they set a couple of years ago, this one set more fruit than the other one did, so it might be the other way around this year. On the other fruit trees, in the previous video, this is starting to make. We took a couple of peaches off of it, and like I say, this is kind of the reason I grow these in pots, because the trees in the orchard, they all died. They all lost their fruit. We got a late freeze, and it shouldn't have, done it. One reason to prune your fruit, because sometimes they'll break the limbs. So that's broke. We'll see if it sets it. This here is the Plumero, and it's got the bigger fruits on it, so it's starting. That's about the right, because these would get the size of softballs. You don't get too many of them, so it's doing about right. I'm going to stick some more fertilizer to it, try to get it a little bit bigger, get more leaves on it so it can grow, so it'll be able to support the fruit load on it. Got the lemon tree there, set some. Now this fig over here, for whatever reason, it died. So sometimes you lose a fig and you don't really know why, because I think I pulled them in where it got really cold. But every once in a while, I've lost 1 or 2 last year, so sometimes you lose them and don't really know why, because I've been taking care of them.
I watered that this week. I watered a dead tree.
This here's one of the mandarins, and this put on a lot of fruit. Like I say, it's not going to keep all of them, but it'll keep a bunch of them. And then our blueberries have been making.
Got to pick again.
Because it's the Southern High Bush will produce about a month earlier than your rabbit eye blueberries, so that's why they're making now. I think I only got 2 so far. And you do have to get there in the morning and pick them, or the birds will get them. And then this is the other Plumero. It's either Plumero or Pomelo, according to which one. That's why I keep kind of going back and forth, because different people call them different things. And this here's the other, another one of the citrus, and it's the pumpkin mandarin. It's a good mandarin, and it's probably needs a little bit of fertilizer. I'm going to fertilize it today. It's like it's a little bit yellow, so when it's yellow like that, a lot of times it's just needing a little bit of nitrogen. And then the line of fig trees, I'm not going to go over all those. When they start making, I'll talk to them, and I'll probably have my son tell them about the taste of it. Anyway, that's the containers that I have for in the front yard. If you like it, just hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you.